for your last comic of the night, Bennett Brown.
Great to be here, guys. Great to be here. I just celebrated a year and a half at my current job, which means I'm a year and a half removed. I used to work at a local medical software company. Not to give it away, kind of rhymes with septic, but not exactly. Which is great, because I got a lot of jokes about it. And I remember my first day there, I went in, they had all the people that had just gotten hired. They had like a room of about 300 people, and the CEO comes in and talks to you. And one of the first questions the CEO said was, raise your hand if for 50% more of your starting salary, you would work on an assembly line in a shoe factory 9 to 5. And I was like, absolutely. There was one other woman that was like, yes. Then everyone else was just timidly lying. Because why wouldn't you do that? Mostly fresh out of college kids. Every job I had had up until that point was barely above minimum wage at best and awful. So, like, of course I would do the assembly line thing. When I was a child, I used to eat money for larger amounts of money. That is one of my most profitable schemes to date. Okay? It started as a fun little trick I would do to freak out the Sunday school teachers. But then my friends started funding that party trick real quick. They really liked it. And I had like a whole menu set up, right? Like, you give me $5, I eat a $1 bill, okay? You give me $20, I eat a $5 bill. You give me $100, I eat a penny, I'll shit it out, put it through one of those souvenir penny stretching machines. I'll mail it to your cousin on his birthday. Custom requests, I do them. And as a kid, like when you eat money, it's like it brings up questions that like other kids don't have to answer. You know, like I went in for like a physical. The doctor's like, part of the physical is an STD test. Are you sexually active? And it's like, no, I'm not, but I eat a ton of money. Let me piss in that cup. I need to know what's going on. Or like people would be like, hey buddy, do you have change for a 20? And it's like, I do, but you don't want it, man. Try the Walgreens. So yeah, I mean, I guess like when asked if I would like, work on an assembly line for 50% more of my salary, I was like, absolutely, I'll do that. And in fact, I would eat my entire salary for 10% more, okay? There's no bounds to my madness. I grew up Catholic. I don't care if you did. I don't care if you grew up Catholic. It doesn't matter for this joke. I don't know why I pointed. I grew up Catholic and like really Catholic, like altar boy, twice a weekend, all the camps, all the retreats. And I'll never forget at one of the camps, the nuns, they like to speak in metaphors, to describe things. There's this one metaphor I'll never forget. This nun she'd say, to dissuade us from having premarital sex, she'd be like, if you have sex before marriage, that's like cracking open an Oreo. You lick the cream frosting, hand it to the next person. They lick the cream frosting. Next person, cream frosting, Hand it to the next person. They marry that Oreo and they have to eat all of it. Gross. You guys it's not my metaphor, guys. So you can groan. I know how gross it is, But like now as an adult, I think there's a lot of problems with that metaphor. Like, first of all, total non-issue. Almost every girl that I know washes her Oreo, okay? Doesn't even faze me, right? Like this metaphorical Oreo also, no one's in it for the taste, okay? Right? If an Oreo has like piss and like other fluids coming out of it, I don't give two shits if a guy named Gary licked it before me. I can move past it. But growing up Catholic, sex wasn't a problem for me. Masturbation, though, the devil, he had me. He consumed me. And I found out that also, straight to hell. So I had to figure something out. What I did, my little loophole, is I would, every time I wanted to, I would flip this $50, and if it came up heads, I would just take that as the green light from God, Because like in my mind, I flip the coin, God decides how it lands, okay? It's a two-step process. And if God really, hated masturbation as much as the books say, it would just be tails every time. But he's pretty chill about 50% of the time. So, like a lot of kids, their parents will walk in on them masturbating. Super embarrassing. Never happened to me. But my mom, she did walk in on me begging God to go best 2 out of 3, which is pretty bad. All right, thanks. Have a good night. I'm Bennett.